Hello and welcome back to the Great Point Adeomi channel. My name is Joshua Adeomi, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about money, specifically streams of income, and what streams of income really means is independent income, right? So you have employment income, which is whatever your job pays you, your boss pays you. So basically, you're 9 to 5, right? And we live in us youths nowadays, we don't really like the 9 to 5 gig, but not every 9 to 5 is bad, right? However, you can't solely depend on a 9 to 5 job. You can solely depend on somebody else to pay you money consistently, because that consistency could change, right? You could get fired. You could actually have no job, right? So how do you have a source of income? What are you getting money from? So let's visualize this in a practical way, right? So let's say you have 2 buckets. One bucket right here, one bucket right here, right? Same sizes, same width, volume, whatever, right? If you only have this one job, let's say you're 9 to 5, and you're pouring into this bucket, you're coming at a constant rate and it's filling up slowly, slowly, slowly. And pretend this is your checkings account, right? Now let's come over here, and this is a different bucket, and this is a bucket when you have several sources of income. So you have babysitting, yard work, and then your 9 to 5 job. So now, instead of coming like this, you're coming like this, right? So it took you 2 months to make $3,000, right? Whereas here, it's taking you maybe a month and a half to get $3,000. So which sounds better? And let's say here you work 40 hours a week, 4 weeks, so 160. You work 320 hours in 2 months. And here you work 340. 20 more hours to make 20 less hours to make $3,000. Is that right? It takes you a shorter amount of time to, you get the point basically. You make money faster is all this encompasses, right? So how do you get around to having different streams of income? So first of all, a skill, right? What is something that you do really well that you can monetize? For a lot of people, it's, or for me at least, tutoring, right? I tutor people, they pay me, the better work I do, the more clients I have, right? So if I tutor one person, and I do a really good job with him or her, and they tell 4 people combined, and then they tell more people, they tell more people, they tell more people. Now I have a huge client list, right? So now instead of making $10 per person, I can make $10, 20 people. So I took my income from $10 to $200, right? Just think about it in the sense that the more you're able to do, the more chances you have to make more money, right? And why are we talking about this? Consider the scenario, right? You have rent that is $800 every month, and you make $1,000 every month. This is just from your employment, right? Let's say now you still have $800 rent, but now upon $1,000, you have 3 kind of like side jobs, kind of like gigs you do, right? Say you're in a band or something and you go and you get booked. Now instead of having $1,000, say you have $1,800, right? Now you have $1,000 left over here. This can be for food, for clothes, for travel, whatever, and you only have $200 here. Which scenario would you rather be in? One with $200 or one with $1,000? Now let's take it from a different angle, right? In this scenario, where you're only making $800 a month, you're working, let's say, 160 hours, right? But in this scenario where you're making $1,800 a month, right? So you're making $1,000 more every month, but putting in 20 more hours of work. Does that sound good? That sounds good to everybody, right? Now, what are other ways you can make money? What are the other skills you can use that can make you more money? I'll just put down a couple that come to mind, right? If you're good with kids, and these are just things, important things to keep in mind when you're trying to figure out how to make more money. Just little jobs, $10, $20 here, 20. If you're good with pets, you can pet sit, right? Something I'm good at, yard work. Like I can last in the sun a pretty long time, longer than most people. And this is just one of those practical examples where if you go in your neighborhood and you have 10 people with unmowed lawns and they all pay you $15, you just made $150. Let's say you could do all this in one day. You can mow a lawn in 20 minutes. So you can mow 15 lawns in 9 hours, something like that, right? So what are other ways you can make money? You can invest. If you already have money or you have a little saved up and you want to risk and get more, you can invest, you could trade. You could do hair, you could be a barber, you could be people that braid hair, salon, I don't know. But they braid hair, right? So these are just examples of ways that you can use your skills to make money. The most important thing to understand is that you need the skill, right? You can't just not have skills and expect people to want you to do things for them. You have to have a service that you offer. Me, for example, I offer a tutoring service, right? The better I do, the more clients I have. The better you do, the more clients you will have, right? It doesn't matter how many people are offering the same service as long as you do it better than everybody else. And at the end of the day, just think of it as, what do you really want to spend your money on? Do you want to live paycheck to paycheck and only have $100 left over a month? Or do you want to work 20 or 30 hours more on your own time and have $1,000 left over every month, right? These are some important things to keep in mind. Keep in mind. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please make sure to leave them in the video. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for coming.